Greetings and welcome to another video. My name's Axel.
I'm Sean and today it is freezing cold and we are here at Thorpe Park.
We can't wait to go on Colossus, check out the carnival, and obviously the new for 2023, Ghost Train. So come with us for a day out on an island like no other. First up is the best way to start a day at Thorpe Park, stealth.
Wants to find out how it feels to be a human cannonball? Brace yourself. 3, 2, 1.
Just had a back row ride on stealth and waited no more than one train. Fantastic. How was it, Sean?
Great. Hoping that it stays as quiet for the rest of the day.
Yeah, most of the queues are showing 0 minutes or 10 minutes. And at the moment it's 10:30, so let's let the park fill out a little bit more and we'll see how the day is going to go. And from one great ride to another, it's time for Nemesis Inferno. The better Nemesis.
Like by fire, do you think you can handle the blistering heat of Nemesis Inferno?
Nemesis Inferno celebrating its 20th birthday here at Thorpe Park. We actually was here for its 20th birthday earlier in the year, but even still today it's riding as good as ever. And I'll tell you what, Nemesis Inferno has the best theme park soundtrack on park and possibly in the UK, but I can firmly and safely say that Nemesis Inferno is the better of the two Nemesis. How was your ride?
Controversial.
That's where I'm ending it.
No, yeah, I loved it as always. I love Thorpe Park. I think it's a great ride. Nemesis is just so fast and smooth and intense. It just feels like so many G's. Just like when you're going on it, like you feel it in your belly rather than feeling it rattling your head about. So yeah, I love it.
It's smooth. It's got great music.
Yeah.
It's got a great pre-section before the lift hill.
Yeah.
It's a great ride overall, and it's got great theming as well, coming out of the volcano, the fire, the flames, the twisted steel. Epic.
Yeah.
On to the next one. It's time for the partially retracked Colossus.
So how did you feel about Colossus, Axel?
Pain. I mean, it wasn't as painful as last time. I think I made it worse than it actually is in my head. Or maybe the partially retracking of the ride did what it was supposed to do. But that, I don't know what it's called, the twisty bit, the corkscrew. It's just brutal, man. The first half of that ride is quite good, but when it comes to that, it's brutal. Do you know what? I hailed Rita as having the most uncomfortable seats on a roller coaster in the UK, but it really is strong competition between Rita and Colossus. It feels like the same train on Colossus, and that type of train to me, feels like it should not be going on twists, turns, loops, corkscrews. It just feels like it shouldn't be doing that. How about you?
Yeah, I think my biggest problem with it, I love Colossus, always have. Colossus. My biggest issue with it is the restraints. At the end of that ride,
Pushes you.
my phone, I felt like it was going to snap in half. It was just stuck, wedged in. And I know they say, you know, if you've not got a bag, you're not going to get your phone out or something to do if you go out buy one. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it's just like, if they just changed the restraints just a little bit,
Yeah.
oh, it'd be so much more enjoyable.
That being said, Colossus is 21 years of age this year and was the world's first 10 looping coaster. So it is an icon of Thorpe Park, but it really does need new trains. And now for the world's first horror movie themed roller coaster. It's Saw the Ride. A nice front row ride on Saw the Ride.
Yeah, loved it. Scary, terrifying.
Yeah, you were screaming the whole way around.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going. Not as it's normal does.
I think it was perfect. So I was on the second carriage that goes, and he was getting worried because it was waiting at the end of at the bottom of the lift hill.
The lift hill
It's not
didn't turn on.
connecting. It does that. That's normal procedure.
Sent me terrified.
Well, it did what it's supposed to do. It is a live horror film. A lot of people complain about that ride being painful, and I think it wasn't painful today, but sometimes it is, especially if you're on the back row. And I think that's part of it. Do you expect to go onto a live horror roller coaster without feeling any pain? Then I don't know what you're expecting. Yes. There we go. Ghost Train's about to open. Let's get in the queue for it. And now it's time to queue for the new for 2023 Ghost Train. Refurbished from Darren Brown's Ghost Train. And now if you just look at this, this is the queue 10 minutes before it opens.
How long do you think it'll be?
Yeah, about, depends how long the ride is, 45 minutes.
All aboard the Ghost Train. Believe if you dare. New at Thorpe Park Resort.
So we've just come off the newly reimagined Ghost Train. It's not Darren Brown's Ghost Train. Now obviously they've took away the VR, first of all. They've made quite a few changes. It's very storyline driven. And at some points it can get a bit tedious in terms of storyline. At the beginning the same thing happens in terms of special effects with the holographic guy. It comes on, it tells you a story about this group of people that believe there's more than after death, and then that they make sacrifices, and then they started their ritual on the last train, something like that.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
Then you have to get on the last train. You get on the last train, you're not allowed to stop at Clapham, but you stop at Clapham, you get off, and then you're in the lair of the people that make the sacrifices.
Yep.
I like that bit actually. That's where it got interesting. And you have to get back on the train, and then you're trapped on there. It all goes wrong. UV lights come on. There's all words written all over the train, and then there's all like dementors come onto the train and start scaring everybody. You're locked in there.
That was the best bit.
Yeah, that was a great bit. The finale was good. And then you finish there. You come out. You escape, you come into the gift shop, it locks you in there because there's been a spillage, and then the Dementors are still there, and he said that, it's still happening, it's ongoing all around you kind of thing. That's the spoilers. Now for the review. Sean was saying, is it better?
Is it better? It's definitely not worse. than Darren Brown's Ghost Train. Darren Brown's Ghost Train had a lot of problems, but I feel like there's a lot more, especially in the first half, that could be done
Yeah.
in order to make it a bit more scary. I wasn't scared until like I felt a little bit uncomfortable, mainly because I felt the actors were trying so hard, and there's like 40 people on the train, and there's 2 actors. It makes no sense. Have 4 actors in there at any given point.
And to be honest, we did sit in a really good spot for a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
So it's not like we didn't get a lot of interaction. And I don't want to say anything bad about the actors, because the
They
actors
tried
did
really hard.
as much as they could with what they was given.
Weren't
And
the actors?
no, not at all. They did give as much as they could. But the first half really let it down for me.
It's just a very badly scripted. Like, it's just
Yeah, it felt like a GCSE drama thing, and I don't want to say that because I feel like I'm putting the actors down,
No, the
but I'm
actors
not.
don't.
They was delivering the script well. They worked with what they've got, but it was such hard circumstances to work
It
in.
wasn't thought out.
No,
And it wasn't as scary as it could have been.
was it El? The last section was good, but the space that ride has, you can do so much of it. Look what The Walking Dead does. It's in such a compact space, but why not build an actual
Absolutely.
ghost train? You know, you've got the Curse of Alton Manor across the country, and that, in comparison to the ghost train here, it's worlds apart, and Thorpe Park needs to be doing something like that, in my opinion. You go to Blackpool, you've got a classic ghost train. Thorpe needs something like that. I get what they're doing, but it's just not working no matter how you try to reimagine it. Of all the times I've ever been on this ride, I have never witnessed live actors. It does say the main feature. So let's hope this one time on The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead on and off within 10 minutes. And again, no scare actors. I'll just put that one there. I don't think they'll ever have scare actors in there. Only at Halloween, I'm presuming. Who knows? But Walking Dead's always good. I think it's a very fun ride for what it is. When I first went on it, I had mixed reviews, but since then I've grown to love it.
It's a fun little roller coaster. It's better than the Ghost Train. They should just have that as the Ghost Train. Call that Ghost Train.
Yeah. Well, I say this. It's like a ghost train themed roller coaster. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good. Well, you've got Soul, that's obviously a horror coaster, but The Walking Dead, it feels like a ghost train, but a roller coaster version.
Need to get that door sorted at the beginning though, because we're all just
Yeah,
stuck
right.
there like lemons.
It says when the door opens, go through. So we're all waiting there, and some guy pops his head in, open the door, guys. And it's
Right,
like,
wow.
and everyone said, well, it didn't say.
Yeah. And say go, go, go. We need instruction.
Yeah, it was great. Love The Walking Dead. And no queues, it's pretty quiet in the park today.
Yeah, I think the
So,
weather scared a lot of people off.
Yeah,
But
good.
it's not been too bad.
It
Rained in
rained
the
for about
morning.
5 minutes this morning, didn't it? That was
Yeah,
it.
when we were in the car, we weren't even on the park at that point.
That
Right.
said though, tidal wave is off the cards. We're not going on tidal wave
No.
today because we can't bother getting soaking.
I'll only go on sideways if I've got clothes to change into.
And now it's time for Sean's favourite ride in the park, the Swarm. And here we go with a 0-minute queue. And the queue times have been accurate, so. I used to prefer the right-hand side of Stealth just because I used to think it's all about the big drop. But comparing them within the space of 5 minutes, I actually think I prefer the left-hand side. Yeah, fair enough, the first drop isn't as good because you're not going over the top, but you take some of those elements crazily when you're on the left-hand side. I prefer the elements on the left-hand side.
More interactions.
You get more interactions, and it just feels a bit more intense, don't you think?
I started seeing white dots in the eyes. Like when I went on sheep for 50 times in a row.
That means you was about to be abducted.
That means that I was getting a lot of blood to the face. Which is what it felt like, honestly.
Amity Arcade. Nebula. We won 500 tickets. You buzzing?
I am. It's the most I've ever won in an arcade. Normally we come out with like some sweets and some stick-on tattoos. But today, we come out with a proper prize.
We've done everything we want to do today, so why not go for the Angry Birds 4D experience? Let's go. I've done this once before, and when we did it last time, there was no 3D glasses, so hopefully we'll get the full 4D experience this time.
During your flight, your seats will move and have their own special effects.
Well, the 3D didn't quite work.
The water certainly did.
Yeah, the water certainly did. I just feel like Angry Birds is a bit outdated now.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is the cartoon of Angry Birds still going?
Does anyone still play Angry Birds on their phone?
I think it was a cartoon though, wasn't it? Sure. I don't know. I feel like this whole area needs an update and a move on from the Angry Birds. It's probably had its time, it's done well, and it's time to move on.
Yeah. It's time to get a 3D film that actually works.
Yeah, there is that. Rumba Rapids. Hey!
Wow, the Rumba Rapids are possibly one of the best rides on park.
Why?
Thrills.
Check.
Thrill of drowning. Not
Check.
the thrill, the fear of drowning.
Check.
The thrill of being on the water.
Check.
Exhilaration of being on a boat. Blows
Check.
everything else. No pun intended. Blows everything else out the water. It's absolutely.
That said though, getting real for a second, why isn't there no good river rapids in the UK?
I know. Shut
But
up.
they're all a bit...
They're all terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just a bit naff, aren't they? I suppose they're family rides, but God, imagine you queued an hour and a half. And you had to wait for that. Honestly, I couldn't. Imagine when they first opened and people actually queued for it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I remember one time I queued like 20 minutes for it.
I must say though, the tunnel on that ride is actually quite good with a big waterfall in there.
Yeah.
I like that. But apart from that, it's really going nowhere and it's over very quickly.
It's just like a small 2-minute lap.
So it's time for the Black Mirror Labyrinth at 0 minute queue. We did this once, this time last year, and it wasn't great. Let's give it another go, shall we? Opinions change just like people. So let's see if it can change our minds. Got to run through all on our own, nobody's in it.
I am Labyrinth. I am an artificial intelligence system. I process huge amounts of data. These are marked by circles on the floor. Your sacrifice today is for the greater good. Artificial intelligence has redefined society. We drive cars. We diagnose diseases. We protect nations. But no longer am I content simply to be an algorithm.
going through that just as a 2 gives you a completely different experience, and to be honest, one that's not actually that bad.
No.
But when you're with a group of 10
Strangers.
or more people, it just takes away from the experience. I quite enjoyed it that time, to be honest.
Yeah, it was fun.
Isn't something that's worth queuing 20-30 minutes for, but
When it's a walk-on,
and it's just you two, that's the perfect time to do it, which is obviously, I understand it's going to be very hard to
Time
catch
that,
that,
yeah.
but we did, and it was great. I seen that. Yeah, it ran across. We're just seeing a rat run across and the worker got jumped out of his skin. Oh my god.
more rats be everywhere.
Delicious. What's in here?
What was in your ear?
Oh no. And that's a wrap here at Thorpe Park. I've had a great day today. I've got on Nemesis Inferno twice, Saw twice,
everything
Colossus twice. Everything twice, to be honest. I can't think. It's just been a whirlwind of a day. Absolutely loved it. It was great to get on Colossus finally again, and Ghost Train did not live up to the promotion or the hype whatsoever, but at least we've done it.
Yep. No, yeah, good day. Weather held out, so I said it would be us against the weather. Well, it didn't start raining until about 5 o'clock, and we managed to, and because of that fact, I think everyone left. The park was empty. Like,
True.
I can't understate this enough, right? It's summer holidays right now, and the park is like, there are no queues whatsoever.
Yeah, but it'll get busier the more
Yeah,
you
but
go into
this
the
is
summer
weird.
holidays.
Like, we were here this time last year, and there were queues.
Yeah.
Like, it weren't like today where it is literally just walking on to every single ride from 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock onwards. There was no one in any queues. I
True.
did not understand it. It was weird to me. Felt like everyone showed up to do the Ghost Train, and then once they'd done it, went home. That's exactly what it
We
felt
weren't
like.
complaining though, because we got
No.
on whatever we wanted multiple times and more, things that we wouldn't normally do when we come into Thorpe Park, like
The
Black
Rapids.
Mirror and the Rapids and Angry Birds. We just did things for the sake of it, which
Yep.
is great. We didn't really check out much of the carnival, but it's just because we purely kept missing the shows because we were
and
doing
it wasn't
rewrites
great.
and
It
stuff.
wasn't great weather, so you didn't want to stand outside for too long either. Do you know what I mean?
But I do love the carnival because I love the little voiceovers that they play on specific rides.
Yeah.
That really does add to Thorpe Park.
Yeah, they do. They take it a bit more seriously than they do maybe at Alton Towers. But
Yeah, they do.
it's what it is. It's, you know, everything's better down south.
Whatever. That being said, I'm Axel,
I'm sure.
and we'll see you in another video.